Welcome home. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Thursday, March 30th. Year is 2023. It's 10:38 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and the market is interesting. I was thinking the market was kind of waiting for a bounce because it has been. Yesterday was a bit of a down day towards the end, so was last night. Watching Bitcoin, that is explicitly, which it seems like the alts were kind of cooling off. Bitcoin was cooling off. I think it was sort of an idea of who's going to take off first, Bitcoin or the alts. And anyway, so I'm also definitely showing a little bit of action this morning, that's for sure. But in general, Bitcoin just started to do a little bit of a dump. And of course, with that, probably most of crypto is too. So let's just start right there, since that's kind of the idea. It is the Bitcoin daily view. So Bitcoin versus USDT here on Binance on the 45-minute chart. We're seeing the perfection of a BART pattern play out. It wouldn't surprise me if we got a bounce right now. We'll see what happens, but the green and white there are the 314 moving average is the green one. The white one is the 200 moving average. And as you can see, we have wicked down to the 314. Between the 314 and the 200. So let's just see how this kind of rolls. This could be a perfect BART pattern, or it could, go further. Definitely, it certainly could. If we do look, we have had a recent low and kind of a ray here. Now, this is very, very short time frames, but that's fine. You can kind of see a recent low. So we definitely could go all the way down to 26,750 or so. That is a place where we had the last bounce, basically the last low worth noting within a time frame that I'm looking at. Basically, I don't go too far back. So let's see about that. It does look like things are slowing down a bit. And maybe we'll get a 314 bounce, a 200 moving average bounce. Let's look at a 4-hour chart here. Actually, first let's look at an hour chart. Sorry, that's 2 hours. Let's look at a 1-hour chart. Bonk. A 1-hour chart. The one thing about this, so looking at the 1 hour, we have a lot of velocity downwards. Candles by Sam. When you're going up, it shows purple candles. If the bodies of the candles stack, and on the way, if it's going down, it will show yellow. So we got some very, very perfectly stacked downwards candles here on the hourly. That's almost certainly, if you ask me, somebody's watching. That's a little bit perfect to me. Definitely the squeeze indicator shows we could be getting ready to go for a bit of a retrace here, or we could be hitting bounce time, because if we do look at the hourly chart here, we are just coming down right now to the hourly 200 moving average. And if you look at that, look how perfect that is. It wicked right to it. So we'll see what happens. That is a legit, bounce location. So let's see what happens. If it doesn't hold there, then maybe we'll get a further Bart Simpson pattern play out. Let's just see what happens. Anyway, there you go. I mean, that's kind of what's happening here. I think we're just waiting to see if it bounces there. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Let's forget it. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here. 4 hours. Yeah, we're still a ways from the 200 moving average and 314. So I mean, it's a pretty healthy chart, even though we're seeing some serious, retrace action here. That's not unheard of. And look at the 4-hour chart. You can definitely see. We've been you can see a bit of a range that we've been playing in here. I mean, so you could just kind of go, okay, well, there we go. And if you look, yeah, the bottom of the channel is pretty much the recent low that we had, the last recent low. So here we are. We're in this range. We very well might meet the bottom of it and then continue up. But looking at the hourly chart, at least to me, at this moment, is a good, it's definitely a legit place where you might see a bounce. Is right there on that hourly 200 moving average. A lot of people are watching that, of course. Squeeze indicator, is kind of the wrong spot for it to bounce, but it certainly can. I mean, squeeze indicator usually goes, of course, like this, as you can see. And so we might be, heading for one of these before it turns up. Virtual Next is in the red. Volume has sort of turned it down, but it just perked up a little bit. So let's kind of see what happens. Let's look at the rest. Let's look at some more stuff. We'll come back and visit this at the end and some other alts and just give it a little look-see and see what's going on. But definitely longs wrecked. That's for sure. But we are slowing down here at a legit bounce spot. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. We might actually see something that might tell us something. 15-minute chart. Sorry about that. 15-minute chart. As you can see, It broke the 200, had a little bit of resistance there for a second. It has not even gotten a body down or a wick to the 314 on the 15. So we'll see what happens. Definitely watching for a recovery here in the 15-minute chart. It's probably the first place we saw it. Still, until we actually break below the 200, well, we have, but end of 314 moving average on the 15, I think we definitely have a good chance of bouncing really on this just about now. Let's see what happens. And also, let's look at a 1-minute chart. As you can see, like on the 1-minute chart, we are just starting to get sideways, maybe turn around. Looking at the squeeze indicator, yeah, we're going to start to see some burgundy rather than a dark red columns there. And of course, the directional index is showing us a bit of a positive nature right there. Also, some of that dump velocity is clearing out that dump volume, I would say. So, not surprise me if we see this guy. But this is a logical bounce spot. Definitely, there's some manipulators out there making this happen, and that's fine. Because like I say, if you look at that hourly chart, that's just insane. I mean, those candle bodies just line up perfect. That's wild. And on the hourly, at the 200 moving average bounce to wick to that and then bounce, that's really legit play. So let's see how it rolls. We'll keep an eye on it. As always, Bitcoin True Seekers, BitcoinDaily.com, got more for you there. Let's look at the volume. Last 24 hours is 5.9 billion. That's really not very much. We are headed towards the weekend, so watch out this week. Bitcoin, possibly weak market. I mean, you're always going to see, alts will randomly pop off anyway, no matter what. But this is an interesting weekend. Let's see what Bitcoin does today, and of course tomorrow's Friday. So is it going to be a strong weekend, or is it going to be kind of a flaccid weekend? We'll see. Let's refresh this right here. In the last hour, how many wrecks we got? 11 million. That it was actually rather low until we had this dump start. So that's definitely a good number of millions. Millions just got wrecked, liquidated on longs, for sure. And although over the last 24 hours, 122 million in wrecked. So we're not seeing people aren't trying too hard to leverage too hard. What got wrecked? Longs, bunch of longs we can see here. That's what happened. So anyway, there we go. So a lot more longs recently wiped than shorts, and that would make sense because, well, it dumped. Looking at the crypto universe in squares, most of the market today is in the red, although 1 inch is definitely showing up for work today. We'll check that one out. Finviz here. Look at the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, all trending down today. It's always funny when you see this thing like I don't quite get how it could like open here and then be here, and okay, so it's down 0.04, and then here, it opened here and it's down here, yet it says it's plus 2-3%. Whatever, I don't know. I'll take it. S&P 500, even though it opened here, I guess, and it's down here now, it's a 0.11%. So there we go. Look at the S&P 500 a little bit closer. A lot of sectors like customer, cyclical, consumer defense, technology are in the green, semiconductors are in the green, NVIDIA dominating as always last couple of weeks, months. Rest of it, well, real estate, specialty doing pretty darn good. No sense to belabor it, but in general, I mean, there we go. It's a mixed bag on the S&P 500. We'll see how it does today. The day is still young. So, looking at the dollar strength index today, red candle today, oil, green candle today. I like that. S&P 500 so far here it shows a red candle, and then Bitcoin, it's a red candle today. Definitely, as you may have noticed last night, it made a quick pump and then dumped. Now it dumped again this morning. So definitely have some crazy, I think, if you ask me personally, looking at last night when we hit like 29,000 for a second and then dumped, and now we kind of went sideways. Now we just dumped again. I think definitely, in my humble opinion, big money is making some liquidity for themselves. That's just my take on it. Gold today, it's nice. It's definitely making that previous high support, and it's a green candle today. I like that. Gold working on getting above that previous high, but another powerful green candle today. Both gold and silver are above all the important moving averages, as is Bitcoin on the daily. S&P 500 back above that 200, of course, but still challenged by the 314. And dollar strength index is below the 200 and the 314. Even though with this index, I think that doesn't quite mean as much. For sure, we are in a downwards channel, and it's a red day today. And I'll take a quick little look here at oil spot. As you can see, definitely I think that oil spot is back in that range it was in. So definitely I'm sure that swing traders are going to be just enjoying that quite a lot. Long, short, long, short, long, short. It's a nice stable thing to be trading. As we can see here, I think this would have been like last night. Boom, pump all the way to like 29,000 plus, then dump real hardcore. It's a 15-minute chart. So you can see it was like, 30 minutes. It was up there. They held it for like about 15, then started dumping it and dumped it right to where they want it. Did a wick, boom, to really wreck those shorts. I mean, those longs that people had put in, and then of course wreck the shorts that people were jumping in on. So you can kind of see it very clearly here, longs got wrecked, then people got kind of greedy, and then shorts got wrecked. Shorts got wrecked, then people got greedy, and then longs got wrecked, and longs got wrecked. And this is a lot of longs to get wrecked right there. I'm like, what were you thinking? It was dumping. Anyway, I won't belabor it, but people, honestly, when you watch the millions that get liquidated, why are they trying so hard? Anyway, you can see liquidations over here. It was a pretty brutal morning, and some people are definitely having a bad day. So lots of wrecks, lots of liquidations from the volatility this morning. Earlier, which should have been kind of last night, I think technically, it would have been 1945 was around when that happened. So that would have been like, say 1800 to 6, about 7:45. It's like 7:30 to like 8 o'clock. This is when this happened, Mountain Standard or Pacific Standard Time. So definitely wrecked last night. And then this morning, we're hitting some more wrecks. We're definitely seeing some longs getting wrecked this morning. Big sells coming in. So Bitcoin definitely volatile. And I think, like I say, if you ask my humble opinion, it's big money making. Look at these sells. 2.5 million, 1.6 million, 1.4 million, 1.1 million, 1 million. There's laying them on, to get this thing to push down. Who knows where exactly they're aiming at? I don't know, but they're definitely pushing this thing around a lot. So gird your loins, be careful. Don't try too hard, especially with leverage, because the whales, the big money, is creating liquidity for itself. And don't let your liquidation or your stop loss on spot be their gain. Looking at the top 20 exchanges, most of them are in the red. I'm starting to see them go towards the green, starting to see some flip over. So definitely there's some spot trading volume picking up. Probably people trying to get those bottoms, looking at derivatives, 59 billion on Binance, where the big money is, where the big volume is. And so 50 billion is good, 60 billion is better, 70 billion is a great day. So at 59 billion, basically 60 billion. That's not too bad. So we'll see how that rolls. Definitely, people are probably longing right now, trying to get, or shorting, they're trying to get in where that action is. Let's actually check the longs versus shorts ratio. Right now on Binance, 44% long, 55% short. So people are trying to short it. They think it's still going to go down. And I can see that the big money here is dumping these big, probably market sells, in to push it down so they can make money on their shorts. I'm sure there's a conference call right now between some big money people, and I certainly would not mind getting pulled in. If anybody wants to give me a call, I'll hop on. Anyway, like I say, there you go. So looking at this thing here has not been working recently so well. It's really, really terrible. So we're not seeing the Bitcoin price. We're not seeing the top 100. Darn. Anyway, but 1 inch I did look earlier was doing quite well. This thing, I'm just thinking, is it volume knocking this thing down? I'm not sure why it's hosing up. Maybe the API and the exchanges that it pulls this from is not working or whatever. Bitcoin chart, live Bitcoin charts, please get it together. You are a international asset and treasure. We need you to work. All right. So once again, looking at Bitcoin on the hourly chart, we have wick down to, we're still flirting with that 200 moving average. Let's see if we bounce here. It's just kind of early to tell. We shall see what happens. Definitely there's a short bias, so many people probably don't have a whole lot of faith, but if it was me, not that I'm going to trade right now, because honestly I'm just not, but if I was, I think I'd be waiting for, a turnaround here on the hourly, and I would just be like, if it actually starts moving up, I'd figure something like, some kind of a trade like that, just get in there, and you probably figure you're going to find resistance that previous high, so you could make, if this thing does turn around here off the 200 moving average, like a 4% take profit really would be very doable, and maybe even a trailing take profit there if you think it may continue. Got to watch the indicators, watch the market, see what's going on, but that very well could be the case. Be careful out there because it's a little bit nutty right now. Looking at, let's keep on rolling. LTC totally giving it up. LTC, it was doing well like the other day, and then it had that crazy volatility along with Bitcoin, and it's just dumping hard. It's lost to 200 and 314 here on the 45-minute chart. How's that hourly looking? Yeah, it's just crap. It went below the 200 and 314. It's probably will bounce at some point, but oh man, LTC is blowing chunks here. But it does commonly, along with when you have Bitcoin volatility, it does very common. It's not uncommon for it to break that 200. I should say that 314 for a short bit before it moves back up. So all hope is not lost there. Some of these fan tokens are doing rather interesting. I'll just share one, Porto versus USDT over on this one here. I'm watching over at Gate.io. Got a little bit of funds over there, and this is crazy. Look at that beautiful wick there. So it's a 45-minute chart. This thing has exploded. This is really wild. So we're seeing some of the fan tokens. And this is actually a tip that we got over on Blockchain Education this morning, actually last night. We kind of have a list of them that we're watching, and these are all starting to take off. You got to join the crew to get all the info, but I can share with you right now that PORTO versus USDT. You can play it on Binance, Polynex, Femex, Binance US, rather interesting. BitGet and Gate.io, CoinX, Mexi, Bitrue, Bybit, if you buy bitters. Anyway, guys, so one to watch. It's pretty powerful. It's moving up. Can't tell you why. I don't remember, but we had a webinar like last night, I believe it was, and Jonathan Regan, who heads those up, got into why he thought these were going to start pumping, and well, they have. So if you want to get in on some of that action, go over to bitcoinlevy.com and come in for the big win. There is a this link down here for Blockchain Education. Get you a slight discount, definitely a worthwhile discount actually, and check it out. I think you may enjoy it. So with that said, thank you to Anne. And with that said, remember. Really, the world's crazy right now. I'm not even going to get into news because it would just take too long to even get started. I think this weekend or Monday on the Radiant Creators podcast, and I'll share it here, I will be interviewing Larry Johnson again. He's been a regular. We're going to go over some of the geopolitics of the Ukraine situation. It's just there's so much going on. Where do you even start? So I will not even begin to breach that here. Breach that here. I'm just going to let it go. And with that said, we'll catch up on news later. I want to make this short today. Let's see how this rolls. I think really it's all about watching Bitcoin today, Bitcoin dominance, and of course Bitcoin, and let's just see what it does. I really think the crypto weekend is going to have a lot to do with whether Bitcoin makes its bounce here, or if we get back below that 200 on the hourly and the 45-minute chart. That's just going to make kind of a weak trading weekend, in my opinion. Of course, some alts will rock. You'll be able to make money, but if we can make a bounce from the 200, I'm definitely going to be watching a lot of alts to scream when that happens, and definitely we may have a more powerful weekend if we can stay above the hourly and the 200 and the 45-minute and the hourly 200 moving average. One thing I will do right now is check this out. I'm going to go here. Let's go to this chart right here. This is a weekly. Let's go to a daily. How's that MACD look? Oh, the daily MACD is getting ready to make the tangent's going the wrong way. Histogram's closing. If the daily MACD does cross negative, I can tell you a lot of algorithmic trading is going to fire off a lot of sells if that happens, or even now that we're getting close, they probably already are. So watch out for that, because that's not always too groovy if that happens. So gird your loins, be careful. Also, let's look at of all things, this I have found to be very, very effective. is the 2-hour MACD. I know it's a bit weird, and we're just going to remove the we're going to make this 21 EMA. We're just going to turn that off because it doesn't make much sense right now. Let's just find, do I have a 200? I do. Bunk, there we go. There's a 200 moving average. So on the 2-hour chart, we're still well above the 200 moving average. The 2-hour chart above the 200 moving average. That's very, very good. I like seeing that. Definitely seeing some dumpage right now this morning, but check this out. Something I like seeing is this. Actually, I don't like seeing it. Is the daily, the 2-hour MACD has crossed negative. So basically, damage done. It's crossed negative. Watch for this tangent to turn positive, and that's when I'm going to take a retrace. I would say a turn up on Bitcoin more seriously. So definitely watch the 2-hour MACD. Watch that tangent turn positive. Watch for a bounce off that hourly 200 moving average. That's definitely be a good thing. And let's just watch and see what happens. Right now, we're in this dump, this dumpage right now. It can be hard to play things unless you're playing like Porto, PORTO versus USDT is pumping. Something that always pumps when the market dumps, and right now, Porto is it. And I like what I'm seeing there. So there you go. That's the BitcoinDailyView.com today. Let's see. Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. If I don't see you on Friday, I may not. I got to go run around and do things, but if I can, it'll either be early in the morning or it will be probably maybe like an early evening. We'll recap what happened Friday, and this weekend I should be around the house a lot. So I'll try to get in. We'll figure out what the move of the market is and see if we can get in this weekend and find some alts that are making some gains, or maybe just ride Bitcoin up. Anyway, with that said, everybody, take care, and I will see you later. Porto, USDT, it's in Lambo mode. I like what I'm seeing. This is good. Take care.